All right, excellent. Welcome to this Expert Wellness series. I have with us Bronwyn Davis, and she is going to talk about ketamine coaching. Before I hand it off to her, I just want to let you know if you are not a member of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce and you are interested in becoming a member to either participate in all of our events, or maybe you would like to be a featured speaker yourself, I am going to put that information in the chat so that you have that moving forward. So you can, at the end, when you save the chat, you can look through there and explore our membership options a little bit further. If you are a member and are here, thank you for being here. We love our members. All right. I'm going to let Bronwyn introduce herself. She'll do a much better job. We're going to run for about 45 minutes-ish. And we'll also have time for Q&A within that. Yes, Bronwyn, you have some
Yes.
Q&A built in. Excellent. Okay. All right. So without further ado, take it away.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. I'm truly grateful, and it's so neat for me to see the the excitement and motivation to be here. So, this is going to be a presentation where I'm hoping is very experiential, and I want feedback and communication between us, as opposed to just having me talk, because that's so boring. But I really want to get to know you, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So, okay. So, can you guys all see my screen? Everyone, awesome. Terrific. Okay. Let me see now. I have this bar up here. How do I remove the bar so I can? Oh, there we go. I guess I can move the bar. There we go. Now I can see. So I wanted to share with you real quick about our journey that we're going to go on today. First, I want to really get to know you and to welcome you into this space. Then we're going to talk about what is ketamine coaching. I'm sure there are some here that are curious. What is it? Then we're going to talk about coaching versus therapy, the impact of ketamine coaching, becoming a pioneer in the field, and then Q&A. So I would like to get to know you all a little bit better. So if in the chat, and maybe Laura, you can help me with this a little bit, as because I don't have access to the chat. It's not showing up now. But if you are a coach, put the number one in there. If you're a medical professional, put number two. If you're a health and wellness practitioner, number three, business leader, number four, and other. Actually share with us in the chat. What is your passion? What lights you up? And then Laura, as you see them, maybe you can share with me what you're seeing.
We've got a two, a couple ones, we got an all the above. We have several threes, twos, one, fours, and fives. So I think you have like the whole spectrum there.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Now, also, one more time, because I really, really want to get to know you so I can tailor make this presentation to you. Which one best describes you? Number one, you want to create greater impact. Number two, put the number one in the chat or two in the chat. You want to expand your business's offerings. Number three, you want to generate more monthly revenue. Number four, you want to learn about ketamine coaching. And number five, you're just curious and have questions. What are we seeing, Laura, when in the chat?
Um, Nothing since. We have someone who's a therapist. I just said, hi, fellow therapist. Um, Ones, fours, fives, one, three, fives, all four. I mean, all over the spectrum.
All right. All right. Well, I- I'm super excited to get to know you, and I just wanted to share a little bit about me and where I come from and why this has been so important to me. First off, I have two kids. I have a daughter who is 30 years old. Her name is Britt. And my son Cole is 27 years old. And my partner, Howard, he is my biggest fan and cheerleader and supporter. And I feel very grateful to have him in my life. I'm also a former television news anchor. I'm a certified high performance coach. I have 25 years of coaching experience. I've coached over 4,000 one-on-one high performance coaching sessions, and I work with high level clients worldwide. And I say my journey begins, even though I've been in coaching for 25 years, it really begins June of 2021 when I found myself in just the most severe burnout that I could have imagined. Not only was I working with 20 to 30 high performance clients, coaching clients per week, and I had been doing that for years. On top of that, I was the target of identity theft. It was a cyber attack that knocked every single account I've ever had on the internet. It knocked everything out. So it took me weeks of trying to get back. I had to go through every single account, change passwords. I was up all night. I didn't sleep for weeks, and my immune system really took a hit, and I ended up with long COVID. I was out of work. I could not work with my clients for 4 months. And I couldn't be the mom that I wanted to be. And on top of that, I was diagnosed with skin cancer. So all of these things were coming down on me all at once. And I did what most people do in that situation. I went to conventional talk therapy. And because I could just tell I wasn't back, I could barely lift my head off the pillow. There were days that I was just really, really suffering. And again, couldn't be the mom that I had been. I had to let go of all my clients. And in that period, I had a naturopathic MD, so she was helping with my physical body, but I knew my mental wellness was shot. So I went to conventional talk therapy and did an intensive program. It was 2 weeks talking to a therapist for 4 hours a day, every day for 2 weeks. Because being a high performer, being a high performer myself, I was like, I just want to knock this out. Let's just get this done and move on. Well, I remember coming home from that 2 week experience, and I remember feeling I thought to myself, I feel better, but I'm nowhere near back. I'm nowhere near functioning. And my naturopathic MD recommended that I ex- try as a therapeutic healing modality, therapeutic ketamine. And I want to share with you that first experience that I had. Now, imagine it had been months that I have been able to move forward with anything in my life, and I sought out a guide, and I sought out a guide to help me with my first journey of therapeutic ketamine. Now, you have to understand, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. This was so out of the box, but I hope you can hear this in me when I say I was so desperate to get my life back. And so I went and had my first experience with therapeutic ketamine. And within one afternoon of working with this medicine, I was back. And I got to see very clearly in that experience that I got to see exactly what was keeping me stuck. everything that was holding me back. And I vowed when I got out of that experience, I was like, I am never going to play small again. I could see that I had been playing small. I said, I'm going to live out loud. I'm going to live my truth. And it was life transforming for me. So I wanted to learn everything I could about therapeutic ketamine. And I went through an intensive and extensive training. I was in this training with doctors and nurses and therapists, and I was the only coach. So I loved this healing modality so much because it had made such a big impact for me that I was like, I want to bring this to my clients. So prior to 2021, there was really no such thing as ketamine and coaching. There was ketamine and therapy, there was psychotherapy, but to really bring it into the coaching space was something so brand new. And I, being a coach for 25 years, was like, am I to do this? Like, is this for me to bring this out into the world? And when I made that vow coming out of my first therapeutic ketamine session, that I was going to live my life out loud and go for it and not be scared anymore, I said, not only is it me, but it's me in this new way that I'm going to be living out loud and not worrying about what anyone thinks or judges me or anything, because this is true to me and my story. So I want to take a step back for those who maybe are going, what is ketamine? So ketamine is a safe, legally prescribed dissociative anesthetic. It's on the World Health Organization's essentials list. It helps you explore your thoughts and emotions from a different perspective. And I like to describe it as like it's like unlocking a door to rooms within your mind that you might not have been able to access before. I know for me, I struggled to try to find why was I so stuck? And the moment I experienced that ketamine, it was just like right there because it allows you to get a different perspective on your life. It's the same life, just a different perspective. So they're calling the experts, the researchers are calling ketamine the biggest breakthrough in depression research in the last 50 years. It's a beautiful medicine for depression, anxiety, OCD, PTSD, bipolar. Like they're finding out more and more. And the beautiful part about it is ketamine has the ability to restore the connections between brain cells damaged by chronic stress and depression. So they're finding out more and more about that. And the reason why it's so important is because ketamine actually helps to activate neuroplasticity. So we used to think decades ago that our brain was static, that stops growing, stops, rewiring itself. But we're starting to see more and more that that's absolutely not true. And ketamine, I've seen videos where on ketamine, like you could see the brain and the neurons starting to like connect again. So it's so brilliant. So what is ketamine coaching now? So ketamine coaching fuses the therapeutic potential of ketamine with structured professional coaching. So it supports positive mindset, personal development, and empowerment. It enhances happiness, health, and productivity, benefiting relationships and communities. So I want to share with you a little bit more about ketamine. Ketamine is in every emergency room in the country. Like if you were to get into an accident, you would come to the emergency room and be given ketamine It's given to women, pregnant women, children, anyone who comes in. And what they started noticing is that those who were given ketamine when they came into the emergency room, as opposed to maybe Valium or some other sort of pain relief, they started noticing that those with that were given the ketamine had a much better outlook. They got better quicker. They were released from the hospital sooner. They had a much better mental view on maybe what happened to them in the accident or whatever it was that brought them there. So they started noticing this a few decades ago, maybe about 20 years ago, and they started experimenting with it in the mental health space. And that's what brings us here today. So when I work with my clients, they come to my office in Fountain Hills, Arizona, and I have clients flying in from all over the country to come and have their ketamine retreat with me. It's their prescription, and they bring their prescription to my office. So it is a very relaxing state that you get to put, yourself in. I work with a medical prescriber who then she prescribes, each of my clients get a medical assessment to make sure it is safe. And then they go pick up their prescription and bring it to my office. And then not only is it the retreat, but it's also 30 days of integration coaching support. And I'll explain more about that. I wanted to share with you a little bit about what ketamine coaching is not. So, ketamine coaching is not a substitute for medical therapy. It does not diagnose health conditions or offer medical advice. Instead, it's a specialized form of coaching that supports positive mindset, personal development, empowerment, and journey of self-discovery. And this is just a little graph to kind of show you the difference between therapy and conscious ketamine coaching. So the biggest difference is in general. Now, there are therapists of all kind that are very different than what I'm about to describe to you, but I'm just talking in general from what I've heard from therapists being in therapy for decades, as well as from my clients when they arrive to me. One of the biggest differences is a therapist will take their client where they are today and they'll look back and they'll go back into the client's childhood, back into traumas, back to look at where they have been. When in coaching is very future focused. So as a coach, we take our clients where they are today and we look forward. We're very future focused. We help them create the plan to get them where they want to get to. Now, I can be so compassionate for where my clients have been. I in no way am dismissing it or minimizing it because it's a very important piece. And then I get to ask them, and what do you want now? What do you want to create with where you are right now? And that's where the therapeutic ketamine comes in so beautifully, because in their ketamine retreat, they get to see so clearly glimpses of their life, where they want to go, making sense of the past and maybe why certain things happened, why they are stuck. And it's just a beautiful heart opener, and it gets the client excited again. By the time they come to me, a lot of my clients have lost their desire or their even ability to dream. They have been so shut down and so disappointed with life and filled with a lot of shame and guilt and everything else that they've been so bogged down. But in that therapeutic ketamine session, they get glimpses, they get ideas, they feel it in their body on how they want to feel moving forward. And it's really such a beautiful healing modality. So, why is now the right time for ketamine coaching? Well, it's a chance to lead in a brand new field that combines therapeutic ketamine with transformational coaching. So, I want to set the stage for you a little bit, just kind of outline the landscape. Right now, the global ketamine treatment market is projected to expand to 9 times its current size. It's currently $309 billion. It's expected to be $2.6 billion just in the next 5 years. That's huge and tremendous. The life coaching industry, one of the world's fastest growing sectors, is currently valued at $6.25 billion, and it's growing at $1 billion per year. So you can imagine, if you're a coach, you really want to make sure that you are offering something that helps you stand out as the as something that is lifts your head above the sea of coaches out there. There's a lot of coaches, business coaches, life coaches, transformational coaches. And therapeutic ketamine, being a ketamine coach, really helps elevate you above that sea of coaches and makes you more of a as a coach where people are seeking you out. Now, combine the growing ketamine treatment market with the growing life coaching industry. And for the first time now, not for the first time, but we are now in the most unprecedented mental health crisis. So these three things coming together now is making ketamine coaching at the forefront in the mental wellness revolution. The impact of ketamine coaching, it's unparalleled support for mental wellness, fostering nervous system regulation, resilience, and emotional balance. It unlocks new dimensions of self-discovery and empowerment. It reshapes one's sense of self and purpose. I wanted to share with you just some of my personal clients that I work with to give you an idea of the impact that it has had on their lives. You saw in that one photo where it had the one of my clients actually in her therapeutic ketamine journey. She had come to me because she was going through a huge life transformation. She had just broken up with her boyfriend of several years and just really trying to navigate what's next for her. Like, will she ever find love again? Where, it just was such a huge transformation to go from someone who was in partnership to not in partnership anymore. And she really wanted to get a glimpse of what her future looked like. So she had a beautiful ketamine experience. And as you may remember, that last video of her smiling, the last photo of her just smiling a smile that was like this knowing that she was going to be okay because she got to see it in this different perspective of her life. She also got to get really excited about what her life is going to look like moving forward. So she has been absolutely transformed, not just from that one experience, but with that ketamine experience and the 30 days of integration coaching support. I want to share with you a little bit about the integration coaching because really that's 90% of the experience with me in this therapeutic ketamine coaching. 10% is the ketamine retreat. Yes, my clients get to experience the ketamine. And then the 30 days is really the 90% because we take everything that they have learned in that experience and we integrate it into their daily life. So by the time the 30 days of support, it's not necessarily checking in every day for 30 days. It's just knowing that they have the support of me as their coach for 30 days. And we, during our scheduled sessions, we have three scheduled sessions. We get to take what my clients have learned and actually create a plan to help them get there. So it's such a beautiful healing modality that is perfect for the coaching space, because then we as coaches get to really step in and help them integrate it and create the plan. Another one real quick. I work with high performers. I've been a high performance coach now 25 years. And another one, a CFO who runs multiple companies. And when he was in his ketamine retreat, because he came to me because he was just, his mind was racing. He was looping, and he felt stuck. He couldn't move forward. He was exhausted. He was on the brink of burnout. And he was in his ketamine retreat. And it was so just special for me to see him and watch him transform. Because he said in his ketamine retreat, he said, "This is the first time I have ever heard my mind quiet." And I just thought, wow. First off, wow. So what we did was we got to use that feeling of quiet and that just his mind being quiet. And I got to help him anchor that in over the next 30 days. I got to help him so that that became his default, not the racing thoughts in mind. So that's why the integration coaching is so important to this, because they'll get the glimpses. But then over the 30 days, and remember, it's one retreat. It's not 30 retreats. We're talking one retreat gives us the information to then integrate. And what we were able to do, what I was able to do with him is, so your body doesn't know if you're actually on ketamine or if you're remembering being on ketamine. Your body will go into that state. So I taught him how to go into himself, remember that quiet mind, and let him use that as his anchor moving forward, so that that became his default. So we're at an opportunity right now to be pioneers in this emerging field. We are standing at the forefront of a revolutionary movement that's really redefining wellness and therapeutic practices. We're shaping the future of mental wellness and personal development, amplifying our impact and influence by offering unique, transformative experiences that distinguish our practices in the wellness industry. When I started introducing this to my clients, I started seeing very quickly I was not going to be able to take everyone who wanted my services. There's just not enough of me, okay? Then I also started hearing stories about those who were going to ketamine clinics. And those who go to ketamine clinics get no integration. They walk into a room, they are hooked up to the IV ketamine. They're in a 12 by 12 dark room. Yes, there's a medical professional, but they're outside tending to other people. You're in your journey all by yourself. They come back in and then they walk you out and you get a ride home. There's no one to talk to. They are not trained to work with the mental wellness, their mindset. They're not trained to do that, and they don't do that. So I started seeing this big gap, and I was like, wow, ketamine coaching, there's a huge need for it. So I started partnering with ketamine clinics to fill that gap. I also started realizing there's just not enough of me, not only for my private clients, but for me to help all the ketamine clinics. So I created the Conscious Ketamine Coaching Academy. It is a certification program. I have been working with the academy now for the last 3 years. And what we found back then, what I found was that the challenge lies in the scarcity of trained professionals who understand the intricate dynamics of ketamine coaching. So there's this persistent need for skilled and dependable coaches that really led me to creating the Conscious Ketamine Coaching Academy certification program. I have certified doctors, nurses, health and wellness practitioners, licensed massage therapists, business leaders, even business coaches who really want to offer cutting edge healing and transform their practice. The certification program includes 10 weeks. It's an online certification training, 5-day in-person experiential retreat here in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is the first and only ketamine coaching certification program of its kind. It's a proven proprietary framework to integrate therapeutic ketamine into your business and to be a part of a supportive community with like-minded certified ketamine coaches. Our mission is to contribute to the healing of our world by empowering medical professionals, health and wellness practitioners, and coaches with the knowledge, skills, and heart needed to provide secure, empathetic, transformative, ethical, and effective ketamine experiences. I also want to share with you that I have a new podcast, and those who are working with ketamine, I would love to interview you. So if this is something that you're already working in this field, please let me know. I would love to meet you and interview you. I am bringing ketamine, therapeutic ketamine out into the world. I also want to share with you, I'm a six-figure chick, and we are about to have a book launch October 2nd. If you are interested, I would love for you to connect with me. If you get the book, it's a Kindle version for 99 cents on October 2nd, which is in 2 days. I would love for you to support us. We're trying to get it to bestseller status. And Q&A, I would just love to hear from you. And for those who are interested in wanting to learn more, I am currently offering an $800 discount on the certification program right now. And so I would love, if anyone is interested, to reach out and let's talk about it. So let me find out how I stop sharing here. Just a second. Um, Let me see. Let me move this. How do I stop sharing? I'm trying to find that.
It's usually at the top of the screen. There's a thing that says stop share.
It's saying this meeting is being recorded. I got that. Let me see. How do I get out of this mode? Let me go. Show meeting. Show meeting. There we go. Am I back? Are you back? No.
No.
Ugh. Okay, okay, here's the share button. Let me just close it up. We'll close it up. Are you guys, am I back?
Nope.
Oh my. Okay. Huh. Let me see.
What
Uh,
happens if you hit the share thing down at the bottom? Usually
okay,
at
I
the top.
did. I'm seeing it. It's saying I'm off.
Bronwyn, you had mentioned a bar that was in the way earlier. That's usually where it's at, is on that bar. Do you know where you moved that bar to?
Okay, let me see.
I'm
Oh,
assuming that's what
there's the
you're looking.
bar. Okay, so then, hmm. I'm sorry, you guys. Stop share. I see it. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Yay! So I would love to get your questions. I see that Dana has her hand up. Um, I would love to answer any questions that you have, and thank you all for being here and being open and willing to hear about this. Dana, I'd love to hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. So, the ketamine is administered through IV at your retreat. Is that
No, actually, that's when you go to a ketamine clinic. It is through IV.
okay?
With me and my clients, my medical prescriber prescribes troches. So those are under the tongue. They
Okay.
just dissolve under the tongue. My
Okay.
clients get their prescription at a compounding pharmacy, and then they bring their prescription into my office so they have the retreat. And then we do the 30 days of integration coaching support um, over the phone or by Zoom.
That was my next question. Oh, over Zoom or by phone. Okay.
Yes. So, which makes it great because I have clients from all over the country who fly in for a weekend. They'll have their retreat and then they'll go home Monday or Tuesday because I do all my retreats on Sundays. That's just a day that works for me. And so I do my retreats on Sundays and then they leave Monday or Tuesday. And then we do all the follow up integration coaching over the phone. And I've mentioned it's 30 days of integration support, and I wanted to share with you a little bit more about what that means. There's 3 scheduled sessions because we're working with the neuroplasticity. We're maximizing that opportunity because in the ketamine, the neuroplasticity has been activated, but there's a very clear window. So we want to make sure that everything that they're starting to rewire, it's toward what they want. So, in between, if we're in between scheduled sessions, I have what is called spotlight coaching calls. Those are 15-minute calls that they book on my calendar for 15 minutes. And if they're stuck in any way or they got triggered in some way, we want to make sure we have them move through that as quickly as possible because we don't want them to rewire themselves into the negative thought pattern again. So it's very important to make sure that they're staying focused on what they want.
So, is this within your retreat? Is it sort of like hypnotherapy that you're doing?
So when they are in the ketamine, it brings them to a theta brain wave. Okay, so they're very relaxed, but it's in the theta brain wave, as maybe some of you know, that's really where the fight, flight, freeze, they're not awake, they're not asleep, they're relaxed, and the ketamine um, relaxes the fight, flight, freeze response and allows them to go deep and into their subconscious to really be able to unveil what it is that has been keeping them stuck.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
Terrific.
much.
Thank you. Thanks for your question. I see you, Vanessa.
Yes.
Thank you for your.
Hi. Yeah, good
Yeah.
morning. I was wondering if you ever offer this in a group capacity, or is it always one-on-one clients coming in for these retreats?
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much. I actually have just started doing group and it works beautifully with groups. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like to keep it to a number. So I'm currently doing 4 in a group. But I can see, I mean, again, the more people I'm training, the more people I'm going to have to refer out because I'm only one person and I can't handle it all. But I've already started with the students who have gotten certified. They're finding their businesses are booming.
Thank you.
Yes. Does that answer your question? I want to make sure you are
Yes, yes, it does. Thank you.
awesome. Thank you so much. And I see you, Janice. Is that Janice? Yes. Hi, Janice.
Yes. Hi, Bronwyn. Thank you so much for this presentation. I was super curious coming in. I've been coaching in the ketamine field since 2021. So, but I'm in Canada, so it's not legal here. And I've been working with clinics across the US. So I'm used to working with people that are doing the IVs and they're going for like their 6 session um, treatment and then they do the coaching in between. Most of the clinics do not work with coaches. So a lot of times I have people that come to me after they've been for ketamine therapy and it hasn't like it feels good at first and then they completely lose it. They haven't anchored anything in.
Exactly.
And then they find out, they feel like they're being ripped off if they're not getting the coaching, if they're signing up for clinics. So I'm seeing that happening a lot,
Yes.
but I hadn't heard of coaches offering the therapy in their offices. So this is brand new to me, and I'm super excited to hear what you're doing because this is
Yes.
taking it to a whole nother level.
It absolutely is, Janice. It is providing you the opportunity instead of them getting it at the clinic. It's providing you to be in control. It's a great revenue stream. And it has just, I had been a coach for 25 years. And only in the last 5 years, I would say that it really took off because I was then separating myself from others out there. It's a booming industry. It's only going to continue to grow. And it's so exciting what's happening right now in the ketamine coaching space. And I would love to talk to you further, Janice. I hope you'll get in touch with me.
Yeah, I would love that. And my question was, so they have one retreat with you and then you do the 30 days of coaching. Do they come back for more retreats? Like, do you find clinics come back or clients come back?
Some do, so it just depends. So there's no stone unturned in that 30 days. So they feel very, very good. They feel ready to take on the world. And some, like maybe 6 months later, maybe a year later, it's not that they have regressed or gone back, it's that they've evolved up, and then all of a sudden they're seeing from a higher mountaintop. They're like, wait, well, what else? I want to go after this now. So it's very exciting. Or maybe they've had their ketamine retreat and we go through the 30 days and 9 months later, a year later, they're like, oh my gosh, I just went through a divorce, or I'm now an empty nester and I don't know what my future looks like. And so they want to get clarity and they may be
Yeah,
feeling stuck. So
yeah,
it
love
really
it. Yeah,
depends. The majority of my clients, it's usually they feel so complete, and they all feel complete. Those who come back for another one, it's because they've had a shift in their life and
yeah,
they want to be have the clarity again.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're in a new place. They're ready to expand again.
Exactly.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Janice. Hillary, I would love to call on you next. And then Laura, I see you.
I'm trying to figure out how to unmute. Thank you so much for this. I am a cannabis assisted psychotherapist, and I'm obviously a plant medicine advocate, and I am interested in learning more about this. This was a fantastic introduction into what is I'm currently in Florida, and it's sort of the wild wild west here. It is legal, and there's a lot of coaches or a lot of administers of ketamine, and it is a cash cow. And I'm not seeing a lot of the coaching and even the therapy. Um, my question is a little bit more logistic, and I don't know if you're going to provide us with a link or more information, but your retreat, If we come out to Scottsdale, obviously, do we stay? Where do we stay? Do we have supervision? Is it more than 24 hours supervision? Not having ever done it myself, doing anything more than cannabis seems extreme. And so it's a little bit scary. And I would imagine for a lot of people it is. So in our own practice, and what should we do? And I guess that also translates to what do you do?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for this question. That's beautiful. So, if you were to come, Hillary, I would share with you hotels. There's resorts, hotels. Scottsdale and Phoenix area is beautiful this time of year. I do my retreats on Sundays for my clients. It is up to 4 hours. It is a 4 hour window. Now, you're only in the medicine 90 minutes to 2 hours, but we take our time. This isn't like in a ketamine clinic setting, you're like shot in and then you're shot out. It's like get in, get out, because they're like looking at the clock and they're looking at the dollars and all that. In my space, because I saw that was such a big flaw, I provide up to 4 hours and we take our time. We have the whole building to ourselves. It feels safe. We get to talk through more about the intentions that you have for it. That also, we will have already done your preparation session to really help you anchor in your intentions. And then even afterwards, you just get to like leisurely be with it and what you experience. It's a very beautiful experience. So then afterwards, you would then go back to your resort or hotel. There's Uber, Lyft, and then you could fly out the next morning or fly out Tuesday. You could stay here and enjoy Scottsdale a little bit. But by the time you leave my office, you are completely back. You're here, you're present. I make sure you can walk well. And just a side note, when you're actually in the therapeutic ketamine, you have full access to your faculties. It's not a truth serum. It's not like you're off just in nowhere land. You're very, very present to what is and what is happening. And you're able to see into your subconscious and get a different perspective on your life.
I guess also what brings up my concerns is the psychedelic space is huge here in Florida, and the for better or worse. And it doesn't work for everybody. And so the idea of that out of body experience, the tripping, I've had a lot of people asking me more and more questions, which is also why I want to learn more about it. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's not, or I have friends and colleagues going to Costa Rica and doing ayahuasca and ibogaine. And so there is oh my God, this is like a fearful experience, and I'm not hearing that from you. So I really appreciate that perspective, because we all, if we do this, need to impart that on our clients, and it helps. I think we should experience it ourselves if we're going to pay it forward. So thank you again.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much. And you're right. Ketamine isn't technically a psychedelic. It allows you the experience. It is a dissociative anesthetic. It allows you to get that different perspective, but you are in this clinical or therapeutic setting. You're not tripping. I am there the whole time. It's like safe. It feels good and it's beautiful. Like it's such a beautiful perspective because ketamine is a heart opener. So you come out of it and you have such love for yourself. You have love for humanity, your family. I've had clients go into the retreat thinking, oh my gosh, is this going to bring up problems with me and my husband or my wife or whatever, my spouse? And actually they come out of it going, oh my God, I love them. They are my person. They are my people. And they end up, having an amazing, much more amazing marriage because of it. So thank you for that. And I would love to talk to you after, Hillary, so I can share with you how you can get a hold of me. My website is ketamineassistedcoaching.com. I'll go ahead and let me see if it's ketamineassistedcoaching.com. My email is Bronwyn, so it's BRONWYN at bronwyndavis.com. I'll even give you my cell phone number because I would love for you to call me. It's 480-677-0888. We do have our next cohort is starting soon, and as I mentioned, I am offering an $800 discount and some added bonuses that you get to work personally with me. So I would love to have you reach out and let us have a deeper conversation. So thank you. Yeah. And Laura, thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Of course. So in your experience, have you noticed any barriers to people actually receiving the ketamine treatment? I know for more difficult diagnoses like bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, it's easily accessible through insurance. But I've recommended some clients who are just struggling with anxiety, depression for ketamine coaching, and they've been denied. And from what I understand, it's pretty expensive if it's out of pocket. So what has your experience been with that?
Yeah, so as a coach, I work with those who are maybe high functioning depression, high functioning anxiety. If they're severely depressed, and I probably turn away a quarter of the people that reach out to me because I'm, as a coach, not equipped to handle severely depressed, severely anxious. But, my clients are more like, functioning, high functioning. They're not just trying to get above baseline. So, but what I found, and you can look at the research, it is a beautiful medicine to help with anyone who is experiencing, whether it's severe or high functioning, depression, anxiety, you mentioned like bipolar and schizophrenia and all that. It has been proven. There's so much research on it. Now, whether it's accepted or denied from the insurance company, that's a whole nother topic, because when I work with my clients, I have a very affordable package that I put together for them, but it is cash pay. As coaches, we are not bound by insurance, which is one of the reasons why this is so amazing for us coaches. We're not bound by that, but I want to make sure that everyone who is doing ketamine coaching has a very high ethical standard, and that's what we teach in this certification program.
So when someone comes to you for coaching, are they, as part of the package, is the ketamine included in that because they see your doctor? Is that how you've done it?
It can be if they're specifically coming for the ketamine and the coaching. Yes, that's what I offer. But I'm a high performance coach as well. So I work with my high performance coaching clients. Some by the time we do some coaching, and if they decide that maybe ketamine is a great next step, then great. Yeah. So it just depends on what they're coming for and what they're ready for, most importantly.
Okay. Thank you. And we have one more with a hand raised. I just want to say real quick, and we will get to you, Candy. I just wanted to say real quick, thank you for those of you who have shown up today. This has been a very interesting conversation. We appreciate you, Bronwyn, for being here and sharing with us. Out of respect for your time, though, we do have a stop at the top of the hour. If you need to go and resume the rest of your day, please feel free to do that. But we will hang out here for a couple minutes so that Candy can get her question answered.
Yes, and thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for having me as the guest today. I am so grateful for all of you who showed up, and I really would love to further this conversation with you. Please reach out to me by email, bronwyn@bronwyndavis.com. My phone number, 480-677-0888. Thank you so much, and it's ketamineassistedcoaching.com. And Candy, I would love to answer your question.
Thank you. Mine is short. A lot of the questions did get answered, so I'm thankful for the ones that were asked. In terms of just the ketamine prescription, is that where do you build a relationship with a psychiatrist or someone that prescribes in your area? Is that a part of your course to help guide us through that process?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have partnered with a medical prescriber. Anyone here in Arizona has access to that prescriber. I've also partnered with a prescriber who is national. So anyone who's living anywhere will be able to get the therapeutic ketamine that they need for their clients. Absolutely. That's all part of it. I like to think of the Academy, it is a complete business in a box. I provide even the marketing. The marketing is so much different for a coach than it would be for a therapist. And since it's never been done before where it's ketamine and coaching, we need to make sure that the language we're using is appropriate for what we are offering. So it is a complete business in a box. We go through the ethics. We talk about the landscape, and included in the certification program is a 5-day experiential retreat here in Scottsdale. So you get the opportunity to step in as the coach, and we flip the script, and you also get to be the client being coached. So you get to experience it in real time. There's so much excitement around this, and I'm just grateful to be able to bring it forward to those who are interested.
I had an experience very quickly. I know we have to go, but I had an experience as a coach. I do EFT, IFS, matrix reimprinting, those types. And there was a client I had. She is a physician, but she had ketamine as her own prescription, asked if she could take it. She had what we call a protector that would not, in a sense, I'm going to use the word stand down. It was totally, she had I would just say when she came on, she was crying. She was not able to really function. Asked, could she take the ketamine? And I was, as Hillary was kind of describing, I'm like, oh, I've never done this before. It was amazing and eye-opening. So my curiosity is extremely high. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
Absolutely. And just so you know, I have someone who went through the academy who is an expert master EFT. She added it to her practice, and I just spoke to her in the last few days, and she said her practice has just exploded because she's now offering the ketamine as well. And I'm very familiar with IFS and EFT, and it works beautifully with this modality. It's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. I see you, Hillary. Thank you. Thanks.
One last quick question for your program. Do you suggest that the coaches or therapists experience ketamine first themselves before becoming a coach so they can better understand what the process is like?
So that's why I offer the experiential retreat, because in the experiential retreat, they are going to have their time to experience it and be coached. So it's not a prerequisite. I mean, whether they've had ketamine or not, no, some people come in and they've never even done anything, which is fine, because we're going to get that opportunity in the experiential retreat. And even then, it's optional, because if they want to offer it to their clients and not experience it, that's okay too. I think they will be a better, more effective ketamine coach if they have done it. But no one's forced to take therapeutic ketamine. There's none of that. So it will only help the coach to be able to talk about it in a way that is from personal experience.
Right, right. Oh, that sounds wonderful. As a therapist, I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued too. So great stuff.
Thank you. And any other questions before we wrap up? Terrific. Well, thank you all so much. And please reach out to me. I'm really looking forward to continuing this conversation. And thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bronwyn. And if anybody's interested in joining the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, look us up. We're made of all wonderful, like-minded practitioners here to support people in their wellness and healing experience. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.
Can I just say a quick thing about that, Laura?
Yes.
I am a member of the Holistic Chamber, and
yes, of course you are.
Amazing opportunity for me. They have given me a lot of support, and I'm truly grateful for that. I'm here with the Phoenix Holistic Chamber of Commerce. They have great meetings, and so I just would also really express my gratitude to the Holistic Chamber of Commerce as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the plug. We'll take it.
You're welcome. Totally unsolicited, by the way.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for being here.
Bye-bye.